During one of his monologues late last week, Jimmy Kimmel tore into Donald Trump using clips of Donald Trump from a rally last week in Iowa, where Donald Trump tried to warn the crowd that President Biden is somehow so stupid, so incompetent, and so bad at his job that he is leading the United States into a depression. Not just a recession, folks, but a depression. Here's what Jimmy Kimmel had to say. Trump issued a stark warning about what would happen to the U.S. economy should President Biden serve another term. And Trump insisted, by the way, that it would be the worst depression in world history. So forget the Great Depression. Kimmel shows this clip of Trump talking in Iowa saying the United States is headed for the worst depression in world history. So Kimmel, once the clip was over, came back and pointed out that the day before, actually 3 hours before Donald Trump even said this, the Dow Jones hit a record high of 37,000 points. So 37,000 points, the Dow Jones, right? The stock market, all-time high. And Trump says, well, he's leading us into a depression. So Kimmel adds, an all-time high. When it went above $30,000 in 2020, when he was president, he was patting himself on the back like a monkey eating bugs off his shoulder blades. Now we're headed toward a depression. That's our Trump. If it's hot, he says it's cold. If it's black, he says it's white. If it's a funeral, he sings happy birthday. Unemployment is down to 3.7%. Inflation is down to 3.1%. Gas is down to $3.10 a gallon. But this Biden is terrible. He's leading us to a depression, Kimmel said. Now, as I've always said, I love when Kimmel does this. I love when all these late night talk show hosts do this. I do think Kimmel is like the best at it because he just hit with rapid fire statistics about how much better the economy overall has gotten today under Biden than it was under Trump. You know, he's talking about gas, $3.10. The gas station by my house is actually $2.59 this morning. It's crazy. But things are getting better, at least on paper. I know there's millions of people struggling in this country whose situation has not improved. They're still struggling to buy groceries. But that's not because of what Biden did or didn't do. Actually, might be what he didn't do because we're not holding corporations accountable for the price gouging. You know, I'd love it if Kimmel could get into that, but I know he can't. It's network. They have advertisers that are price gouging people, so he stays away from it, and that's unfortunate. But then Kimmel pointed out another thing that Trump said during this rally. Trump asked the rally goers to just point to one thing that is better since Biden became president. One thing better today than it was when Trump was president. And Kimmel wasted no time in pointing out exactly one thing that's so much better today than it was a few years ago. Trump asked supporters on Wednesday to name one thing that has gotten better under Biden. And I don't know, there's a lot. I can think of a lot of them. He actually just named a lot of them. But I think maybe number one is we're drinking less bleach. Now, for those of you who may have forgotten, when COVID first burst onto the scene and, the pandemic reached the shores of the United States and Trump was doing his daily press conferences, during one of those is when Donald Trump suggested that, maybe we do the injection of the bleach or the injection of the lights. He did suggest putting bleach into our bodies to kill the COVID-19 virus. Now, the reason that part is the most important part of what Kimmel said is because Trump and the Republicans and all these Republican lackeys all over social media love to tell us that President Biden is just cognitively too impaired to function as a human being. He's lost a step, sure. Speaks a little slower than he used to. Takes a little bit longer sometimes to think of the words he wants, but is he cognitively impaired? I don't think so. But even if he is, President Biden has never told the nation to inject bleach into your body. Think about that for a minute. Trump told people that maybe we're looking into injecting bleach into your body. And he has the audacity to say that Biden is cognitively impaired? Republicans across this country making jokes about Biden's, slip-ups and all that, forgetting that Trump said to inject bleach. And again, that's the power of Jimmy Kimmel. Because with all of the Trump gaffes, with all the Trump screw-ups, with all the Trump scandals, we all remember this, but we'd also at the same time forgotten it. Like it wasn't something all of us thought of anymore. There's been too much since then. But Kimmel put that memory fresh in everybody's brains once again, and that's what needs to happen. Because if we're going to talk about presidential candidates being mentally unstable, I think the guy that says inject bleach into your body probably wins the prize for the most mentally unstable person currently running for president. Now, I know there's a couple others out there that are not far behind him, but at least they haven't told us to ingest bleach.